What is happening? What's happening? Welcome. You have just tuned into the Coil Building Show. I got Nick Devine over here hanging out. Just me and Nick, just hanging out. We're just going to talk for like an hour if you guys are okay with that. Two of probably the greatest coil builders on the face of the earth and the universe, for that matter. Nick, how you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Once again, I think I said this last week, but the weather's just been really nice. I think it's going to be like 80 degrees tomorrow. I think it was supposed to be 80 today. I don't think it's 80 degrees though, but I really enjoy the nice weather. I'm like a real, like when it rains, my whole day's gloomy. I get really tired and
do you get seasonal depression? Do you have seasonal depression? You heard of that?
I haven't, but if that's like when it rains, you just like hate everybody and you just don't want to wake up and stuff, then yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Is that why you live in Philadelphia? Because you like the nice weather?
I live in Philadelphia because it's close to my mom, and when it rains, I go over and punch her in the face.
You right in your mom's face. How'd she take that? Can she take a punch? Your mom?
She's just like, she don't have to watch the weather that day. She's just like, it's raining. Nick's here.
Oh shit! Well, hey, let's do this real quick. I'm going to run through and say hi to some people that joined us today. First off, thanks for joining us. This is our second or third show, Nick, I think, of the Coil Builders show. We're going to talk a little bit about coil building and some other things dealing with YouTube and things of that nature. Keep it lighthearted and fun as always. Clint Johnson, good to see you, brother. Mr. Woodtick, Mike in the house. What's up, Mike? How are you? Big G Coils up, Big G. How are you? James Rivera, Eric Sutherland, Missy Adams, Kim Dixon, Foggy Bob. What's happening? Clint Johnson, what's going on, brother? How are you? Turbo, what's up, Turbo? James Rivera. Addie Tooney is in the house. What's up, Addie? How are you, sir? Dan, the motherfucking man, is in the house. What's up, Dan the man? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Mr. Todd Black, how are you? Cal's Irons, what's up, Cal's? JFM Development, what's up, JFM? How you doing, man? Mr. Stu Rep. What's up, Stu Rep? How you doing, brother? Great to see you. And that looks like about all I can see right now. Quite a few people showing up, Nick. So, Nick, you've been going live a lot lately, man. Did you freeze? Are you froze? You're not frozen, are you?
I was just standing still for a second. Am I good now?
I think so. I thought you were froze, and I was like, that's fucking great. I'm going to just show up by myself now. Was this a picture of you froze the entire time?
Yeah, I was going to go get the live chat, but the thing is to go get the live chat, I have to put on the video. So I was biting my finger because I didn't want to turn the sound on the live. So you know what just happened when I was driving home too?
What happened?
I have to drive through the ghetto, right? Oh. So it's down 2nd Street in Philadelphia. It's like 2nd and Japip. Like if you want to pick up any drugs on my way home, you can do it. It's just what I'm basically trying to tell you is it's a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
2nd Street, it's one way going down there.
Like the main economy in there is selling drugs in that area.
Yes.
Like there's no other jobs, right? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's a red light and there's a cop parked on the corner. And as I'm pulling up to the red light, now there's 3 cars ahead of me. I've seen a couple people run the red light and it kind of clicked in my head like, is this light broken? Because there's definitely a cop there and 2 cars just went by. The cop sitting in the car and 2 people just ran a red light. Yeah. So I'm 3 cars behind, and then we're sitting there for like 2 minutes. So then I'm like, this light's broken, and they don't realize it. So I'm about to beep, and some guy comes out of a bar that we're standing by. Everybody's got their windows down because it's nice out, and it's some Puerto Rican guy. The light no good. And so he starts yelling that.
Did he get out in direct traffic for the cop? Did he get out there and like start doing this?
The cop didn't get out. So obviously nobody's going to run the fucking red light when there's a cop sitting in the car. Why don't you get out and fucking say, well, how come this guy has to stop drinking, come out of the bar to tell everybody the light no good? Like, light no good. Get out of your fucking car, dude. So I started singing Tupac after that because, man.
I'm a Tupac fan. You a Tupac fan? Didn't know that.
Yeah, I felt like shooting somebody.
You felt like shooting someone? Driving? Yeah, you get angry when you drive, Nick? You're an aggressive driver?
I was going to sing NWA, but I didn't.
Fuck the police.
I went to Tupac.
I randomly, I grew up on that. So like I'm a few years old. I'm a few years your senior. But when I was like 15 years old, Straight Out of Compton came out into the record shelves. I bought the tape, and I used to listen to it in my room on volume 1 with my ear against the speaker because I did not want my parents to hear it because there was a lot of profanity in that music, and I would have had the shit beat out of me. But my dad didn't like the profanity in the music. Anyway, I randomly walk around my house singing NWA lyrics just for no reason. Woke up quick at about noon.
That's
Just
funny.
thought that I had to be in Compton soon.
Yeah, my mom's a pretty cool mom. I'd be able to like listen to profanity and stuff, but the shit that I would turn down is like when they're talking about drugs and stuff. Like lots of like white music talks about drugs and stuff. Like lots of kind of heavy metal, kind of like that rap rock kind of stage. They talked a lot about drugs, so I would turn that down. But if it was like, you know, fuck you, you fucking bitch, you fucking whore, I could turn that up.
You could let that play. That was all
Yeah,
right in the Divine household.
Ideas. Yeah, I didn't want her to get any ideas that I was getting high, so I would turn that stuff down.
Dude, I'll tell you, I know exactly what you're saying there, man. Absolutely. All right, guys. So we got a few topics we're going to cover today, Nick and I. Some questions I'm going to ask him on just some building questions and things of that nature. Also, if you guys have any questions or anything, put them in caps, and I will read them out for Nick or for myself, and we'll just go from there. First thing I kind of touched on it before we came on here, so this week's featured builder is Kubo525. And the one thing that I noticed in all of his builds, or the majority of his builds, well, all of his builds, he has microclaps in them. And I'll tell you, I don't know how he's doing those lengths of microclapped in that consistently, but it's really impressive how tight did you watch it yesterday, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see how tight his microclapped is all the way through? Like there's no break in the consistency. And like, just like, not only being able to do that, but then being able to actually, keep it from coming apart when you're wrapping it, or even when you're fusing it, like it wants to come apart. You know what I mean? And my question for you though was doing an alien onto a piece of ribbon, for example, like a piece of 0.4 or 0.3 ribbon. So give me some advice on how I would do that. So
it's basically all math, but so the first person I ever seen do that was, I actually talked when we had Addy Tooney on, we talked about him. Tim McFadden, his name was Mint, and he was the first person I ever seen alien ribbon wire. Lots of people weren't even clapping in it with high gauges yet, and he was doing alien over it, and I messaged him like as soon as I seen it. I was like, whoa, what's your 3-to-1 ratio? How do you get in that besides the math? Because I've tried it and it doesn't work. And he's like, well, first of all, I'm using 42 gauge and 0.8 ribbon is 28 gauge D-core. So after that, I was able to kind of figure out what he was doing. So basically, you just got to find your gauge. I think Talion did it on your show. I'm not sure. You got to use 42. You got to use high gauges. You can't use a big gauge doing that because it's just going to bend the ribbon or twist the ribbon. Your pressure can't be too much going on to that ribbon. The ribbon's very thin, so it's, it'll bend over. It'll start twisting.
Right.
So you got to use at least 42. 42 is like the biggest gauge. You could use maybe 40, but 42 is pretty much the biggest gauge you could do with that. If you could alien ribbon for that long, that's very impressive. It's very impressive to alien ribbon that long. Because when you're doing just one of them hybrids, he needs to do 2 feet at least if he's going to get 2 wraps. 2 feet of alien ribbon. So you're alien for 2 feet. What's the plural of alien? Aliening? Or how do you say aliening?
Aliening. I think so, yeah.
What's the...
I don't know. Alien.
You're going to aliening. So
they're aliening. Yeah. We make up words here, man. We're the benchmark for building right now.
It's always a hard one to say. So if you're going to do an alien for 2 feet with 42 gauge, that's impressive. I can't say that I've ever done that. I don't know if I've ever done, especially on what he's not using 0.8. He's using even smaller. So he's probably, I think the ratio is decoring 36 for 0.3 ribbon.
Decoring 36.
Yeah, for 0.3. I think that's what it is.
That sounds so unbelievably painful to me. That
That's
sounds so
exactly what it
painful.
is. And by the math, that makes sense. 36 is point 0.12. So 3 times 36 is around 3.6. So it makes sense to do 36, maybe even 38 you could do.
Did you see where he was doing the force fuse alien?
The groove fused
Groove
alien,
fused,
yeah.
yeah. What the
Yeah.
fuck? I've never seen that either, man. That I can remember.
I did it on my show the one day.
Did you?
Yeah, it kind of falls in the gaps there. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not easy to do, but yeah. Yeah, that and doing the parallel alien. I actually I think I did it like really spaced and then was able to push them together. I think that's how I did the
That's what I was
one.
wondering if that's what he did.
Yeah.
If he like let it really bad and then when he was done he just loosened it and pushed it back because you can do that
Yeah.
with aliens. I was wondering if that's what he did.
He could have, or he could have. You could also. So this is trippy. You could parallel alien. You could hold two aliens and do two aliens at the same time.
You
Just
hold two
not a lot of
aliens in
people.
one hand.
Yep, and do two aliens at the same time. That's absolutely possible.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if you wanted to do like a perfect staggered alien with a parallel alien, you could do that. So
That's
that's
insane.
possible. He's doing that. Oh, but with the groove fused, yeah, he's just doing a bigger decor and going in the gaps. When you have an alien or a Clapton on there, um, your next wire is going to follow that pretty good.
Yeah.
If you hold the same angle, it's going to follow it pretty good. So as long as you are good with alien, it's probably not going to be too hard for you to do that groove fusing.
Did you ever when I remember back when you were doing your staggering, do you still use the method where you would force fuse the second Clapton and then glue it or tie it in so that it wouldn't move and then pull the one back?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I actually really like that
I do
method.
too. That's what I changed to that when I saw you do it.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. Sometimes I don't do stuff all the time because I like to give people a different way because that stuff like that doesn't work for everybody, and not a lot of people like not everybody had fucking sponsorship to wire that has a whole bunch of wire at their disposal. So
Right.
I do have to show a loop method once in a while and stuff like that. I don't like just saying, just waste this wire, even though I don't think it's bad to waste the wire, but people want to see other stuff too. So
Yeah. Sorry, I was replying to somebody in the chat. Yeah, I'll tell you, I was really impressed with everything that he has up on his page. I mean, it's so, it's there's a lot of people that are coming up that may not have been building that long that are really going to another level with a lot of stuff that they're doing, and it's interesting to see like the path that a lot of them are taking, and they've moved away from like the traditional type builds that like I know that I started on. I mean, and I'm sure you started on too with the staggers, the stagger fuse
yeah,
Claptons and staggered ends and aliens and, maybe changing the gauges and trying more cores and things like that. But I never, ever thought of doing a lot of the stuff they do now. Like a mothership alien back in the day was like big time. You know what I mean? That was
yeah,
like, that was like a benchmark build to get. I mean, because it was a lot of different skills you had to have in order to get it. And, yeah, I'm just amazed at how quickly a lot of the guys in a lot of the different directions that they're taking.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot more information out there right now for people to be able to get. A lot more people are willing to share how they get to it, and because it's actually fun to just talk about it and share now. It wasn't like it was hard to even find builders that knew all the information to begin with, and then to open up a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me into what I was talking about. Like people like to put other people on pedestals. Like they just like to. It's like that joke in what 40-year-old virgin. You're putting the pussy on a pedestal, man.
Yeah. Are you talking about like pedestals as far as how they build and things like that, or are you just talking about pedestals in general?
Like pedestals in general. Like people like to think because somebody's a good builder that they're just like they're a better person overall in general. Same thing with YouTubers. Like if there's somebody that maybe you're going to go to an event and you're nervous to even go up and walk up and say hi to them.
Yeah.
to, like, everybody does it. It's not, I'm no different from anybody else, but people seem to do that or think that other people are better than somebody just because of a certain skill they have. But that's just all perception. It's all perception. And it's, with me and Scott were talking a little bit before, it's also kind of about, it kind of all goes into the recovery thing too. It just, when I first got out of rehab this last time around, I actually had this discussion with a counselor of mine, talking about how it was hard for me to kind of associate myself with other people, especially in recovery, and how people think that I'm stuck up because I have more clean time than them, and how they think that I might think that I'm better than them. And I said that I actually do. Like, I told my counselor, I do think I'm better than other people. And he said, and we kind of got into this discussion, and he said, but that's not true, because if you relapse tomorrow and you guys have both the same time, does that mean that you're worse than them, or you're worse than a person that stayed clean? Or he's like, you're just in different times doing different things. Nobody's better than anybody. You're just doing different things at different times. And what I think about that is, yeah, I'm building coils here. It doesn't make me better than you, because while I'm doing this, you're doing something else. Maybe you're fishing all the time and you're better at fishing. Does that make you a better person than me? No, you're just doing different things at different times. So all this time I'm building, shit, you may be spending time with your kid all this time. You might be a better father. Who knows,
Yeah.
So it's all in perception. So I take that same thing when I try to talk to people and meet people in any kind of industry that may have a big following. They're just in different times doing different things. So I think people might, why I think this is important is because I think people may not give themselves certain opportunities because they think that way. They may not open up and say something to somebody because they feel as though they're not as good as that person. And that's just not the case. We're all the same.
I think, in recovery, the worst person that you can, as somebody newly in recovery, or even somebody that has a little bit of time under their belt, the worst possible thing you can do is idolize another addict, because they're just as close to you. In my opinion, they're just as close to you as going back out. I mean, you have to look at everybody. And I think for me also in recovery, that part of my addict mentality is that I do think, like, I look at people like, and I don't do it now, but I used to a lot. Would look at people and I'd look down on people that like, oh, well, I'm not doing that. I don't got a fucking needle in my arm, at least, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're sitting there drinking fucking, a liter of vodka a day, or a liter of whatever a day, and drinking beer on top of that. Like, and you're drinking all day long. You're no better than anybody. But as far as like approaching somebody, and I think that has to do with age. I know that for me, let's just take, for example, like, since we're both doing YouTube, like some of the bigger YouTubers, you know what I mean? Like, I can understand feeling a little apprehensive, maybe not apprehensive, but a little shy maybe about talking to somebody that, like, you watch a lot, because that's the weird thing about YouTube is, like, you watch somebody on YouTube and, like, you think that you know them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you think that you, like, but until you really talk to somebody, whether it's over like private message, or maybe it's just in a group chat or something like that, or Discord, like, you get to know somebody, their personality, then you can kind of start relaxing. But if you've never done that with that person, it can be a little intimidating. For me, I mean, but at being older, I don't really take that in, because I know that it's just, they're just a regular guy. I'm an old fart. I'm not trying to fucking impress anybody. You know what I mean? I am who I am, and people like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And I get it for a lot of younger guys, like, wanting to be cool, because that's much more important when you're younger. For a man, at least for me, I should always only speak for myself. But when I was younger, as a man, like, it was important for me to be cool. It was important, and I wanted people to think I was cool. And it was a big blow to my ego when people didn't think that. And you want to be like, you want to come across as like, you're a big shot, I guess, or something. And so I can get it. But at the same time, anybody who does this, it is all how much work you put in. There's nobody who's doing this right now. And this is something we also talked about. There's nobody who's doing this right now who has a large following on YouTube that has not put the work in. They didn't just come onto YouTube and blow everybody away. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that. It was that they put the work in, they spent the money, they learned how to do it, they worked and worked and worked and worked, put out a lot of videos, grew an audience, and that's how they became popular. And it's something that really, if you have the drive to do it, and you have to have a little bit of skill too, I think, to be able to talk, to a group of people in front of camera, things like that. But if you have the drive, anybody can do it. It's just putting in the effort to get it done, right?
Yeah.
That's the hard part, man. It's a lot of fucking work. So
yeah, it all goes with the thing. I do truly believe that you could do whatever you really set your mind out to do. Like I do believe that anybody could become president of the United States. I do believe stuff like that. I believe in positive thinking, and like if you actually visualize a goal, that you will get there simply by visualizing it and taking the steps that it takes to get to there. I mean, obviously you're not just going to think like, I want to be president, it's going to happen. You're going to have to take the steps, but I do believe in positive thinking, and positive moving forward gets you there.
mm-hmm.
So
I think you have to picture yourself. You have to like think, this is, well, I think it's good for anything. And I know that I have like short-term goals, like with life, my career, with YouTube. I have short-term goals, and I try to stay focused on those goals. And ultimately my goal is, I'd like to have ultimately like my big goal is 10,000 subs. Like that's my big goal. And I think it's for a lot of us. 10,000 is like, that puts you in another bracket in the YouTube stuff, like however they do things, you're gonna another bracket when you hit 10,000. And that's my goal, but that's a long-term goal. Let's be realistic. It takes forever. Like, I'm getting like, you get 6-7 subs a day. You're looking at fucking hours upon hours of videos where you get there.
Yeah, so but the more you get, the more it goes up, because just by numbers, more people talk about it and more people. But yeah, that's exactly how I think about it. It's like nobody that has, let's just say, 100,000 subscribers didn't visualize a lot of subscribers. They did visualize that, and then they moved because of that.
Yeah.
Nobody that has 200 subscribers and for 5 years visualized it, though. They didn't really care. They just wanted to put up a video real quick, and if people liked it, they liked it. But if somebody has a lot of subscribers or does anything successful in life, it's because they thought about that. They put it into action.
Yeah, you have to visualize it. You have to have a plan, and you have to have a goal, and you've got to, like, even days. I'm sure there's days you do a lot of live shows like I do, probably more than I do. Now that I only do 4 a week, and you're doing one show on mine a week, and so there's some days you don't feel like doing it, right?
Yeah,
I don't feel like doing it, but I already said I would, and I'm going to stick to what I said. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I'm actually into a problem where it's like hard for me not to go live. It's a weird thing. I almost think about it sometimes, like, why do I just think just to go live right now? Like, I don't like watching TV anymore. Yeah. I just don't enjoy it. I like actually doing something. I feel like if I go live, at least something will get accomplished instead of just sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, I'll actually do something. Plus, I just know that some people are just sitting at home doing nothing, and they might, want to spend time or something.
I think it also plays into, like, you and I are blessed with, like, a really good, cool bunch of people that follow us.
Yeah.
And so it's like cool to be in the chat, like see the chat going and everybody talking, it's a fun time. It's like, it's something that's fun to be a part of. And it's like, I look forward to it. I like being a part of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, whether I'm up here or you're up there or whatever, whoever it is, but it's just fun being in the chat. And like, so it's fun to do. And there's a lot of times that, like, I would go live more, I think, probably than less, honestly, if I had if I didn't have other things I had to do. But
yeah, I guess that's where it comes from, is where I differ, is instead of just going into a chat, I think just hit the live button.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to do. Like, I have my own office here that nobody really bothers me anyway, and I usually do it at a time.
I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
I get bothered a lot.
Yeah, if somebody was in here, if the laundry room was here, it wouldn't happen as often.
Yeah. I have laundry down here. I have a wife who wields a dildo, smacks me with.
Yeah.
I have a son who likes to come down and just say absurd things about his penis and things like that.
We
And
got people hitting on your wife,
people hitting on
females
my
hitting on
wife.
your wife.
Yes. Yeah. I got all that, man. My life is crazy. Mr. Vapor Swaggin's in the chat. What's up, Swags? How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. We got a nice little chat going today. So, back to building. So, I know that you look at a lot of builders and a lot of things that are happening. For somebody that's new, so let's kind of, because I know, so you're doing first off, I'm going to tell you. So, I think a lot of the building craze and the people getting better quicker, Nick, is because of you. And I firmly believe that. Like your tree of building, like the people that have watched you and like are now actually like, the builders in the community that are I don't want to say like the top builders, because I don't know if you can really rate people, but the people that have a lot of followers and the people that, people look to are people that came up under you, like learning how to build from you. So I think you have a lot to do with how building is right now, man, by showing people a lot of stuff. And you talk about people progressing quickly with a lot of things they do. It's because they're watching your videos and figuring out how you're doing things.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea towards it. I think if I wasn't doing it, that they would find other videos, but I do think it helps. I think, I think anybody could have did it, but I think there was an opening for somebody to do videos like I'm doing, and just nobody was doing it. I think, honestly, if there was a couple channels out there already that if they would have did the same thing, they would have been way bigger than what I'm doing. Way big. I mean, if Twisted Messes, Squid Do would have took the same route, they probably would be even bigger than what they are.
And they're huge. I mean, both of them are huge. I think that like back in the day when you first started doing it, it was like literally, it was like you have the Coil class now, but that's what it was back in the day. It would be like 30 of us in chat, and we would all just be talking, and then we could legitimately ask you a question. You would stop, answer the question, and then like show us exactly how you were doing something. And for like somebody who's like, like progressing and trying to figure things out, kind of stuck on something, to have like somebody show you how to do it, I mean, it's invaluable, especially when you go back and watch the replay and be like, okay, what did I miss here? Like, what do I need to do? But I think, Foggy Bob says, I owe N.Devine a lot. And I think we all do. Absolutely. As far as building goes, like, yeah. I mean, you can just start throwing out names of people that have come up like that were in those chats, those first chats that we did. I started watching you in like September or August, probably August of 2016.
Yeah.
The 17. It'd been 2017. And like in that chat was like Drip Kid New York, Saturation Station. Like, I mean, I'm trying, I can't think of everybody offhand, but it's like all guys who are like the big guys now, you know what I mean? Or like established solid builders, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Talion said that he learned aliens from my video, so that's pretty fucking cool. I know crazy. Saturation Station was already a very good builder at the time, but it's definitely cool to think about. Like, it's definitely something that I'm proud of, and on it wouldn't have been as good if people weren't watching. It's good that it's a full circle thing. It's I'm here because they're here, and they're here because I'm here, so it all works out, and it's a pretty cool thing. And I just take it as it's kind of something that we're all doing.
So we got a question from Sinan. She says, serious question here. She prefaced it. Are people still making up new build types, and how many types do you think there are? So I'll go first with that, and then I'll kick it over to you. So as far as I know, I mean, so my way of thinking is there's like 3 different kinds of builds. You got an alien build variation, you got stagger build variation, then you have Clapton build variation, and that's kind of it. And then everything is a variation off of that. But I think that when you really start breaking it down, there's variations of variations now, and there's variations of variations of variations now, and there's really I don't know if there's any benchmark type build left. Maybe there is. Maybe when new decks come out, like there's a different deck that can accommodate something different or makes you think of installing the coil differently. Like I'm still waiting for that.
I think it would take a different type of wire as well.
It may, and it may take a different type, may take something different than wire. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the possibilities are really endless when it comes to that. But for a 2-post system, right, for a negative and a positive ground, or you know, negative and positive post, there's only so much you can do, and you can coil it, and it's kind of limited in that respect. And you're working with such a small canvas. You're only working with something that's that big. So there's not a whole lot. It doesn't give you a whole lot of area to really do anything that different. I don't know. I'm interested. I would never have guessed how back in 2017. I would never have guessed that it would be where it's at now, with the different type of things. And like I think, you know, space coils like him when he started doing more abstract type building. That's what like triggered a bunch for me. I think that's what triggered a bunch of other people to start thinking out of the box and doing different things. So are there any more like benchmark type builds? I don't think so. I mean, but there could be. I don't know.
A couple things with what you said. Sin actually asked, do I know how many types? Yes. So there's okay, so what you said was correct, but I would add some. You said staggered, alien, and what was the other one? Clapton, stagger, and alien. I would have to add braid and hand wrap coils.
Yeah.
Okay. So there would be 5 different like kind of variations. There's a lot of different types. Now, then you would have to break down what's a type of coil and what's just straight up being creative. So that's what coil class all is. I made a list of it, and now I can't find my fucking book. But I actually have them. There's like 56. There's 56 different kinds of coils in my head that I think that aren't just creative. They're a type of coil. They're a type of creation that somebody made that are kind of like benchmarks in building. Like those are the builds that every builder wants to try, all them kinds of builds, whether it be, because you could say alien, when you make an alien, are you just done with your aliens? No, you got stitched aliens, you got interlock aliens, mohawk aliens, enigmas, and then you want to go stitched enigma. There's like a whole bunch.
Sure.
There's about 56 of them, I think, or 64 or something like that. I can't find my spiral notebook. But I have them all written down. That's what coil class is all about. We're going through all of them, starting from the beginning all the way to the end. So, yeah, because just like what Scott said, that's exactly how I broke them down. I did just basic wire build. So it would just be, just using round wire. No drill, nothing. Just round wire, different ways to wrap them. There was like 10 of them. And then when you go to twisted wire, there's like 20 of them. And then when you go to staggered wire, there's like 20 of them. Then when you go to wire that's just ribbons on the outside, there's like 6 of them. And then when you go to braids, it's endless. Braids, there's so many different braids you could do.
My wife braids things.
Yeah.
My wife. She braids.
She braids hair?
Yeah. Hair. Crochets. Is crocheting? Do you think we could crochet some? Crocheting would be the next thing. You think maybe?
That's kind of in there are kind of coils like that, like Space Coils does them, the weaves, which I would put underneath like the hand done coil, something like Grove Mitchell does, or stapled helix I call a hand wrapped coil. But
I know that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So I mean I think the possibilities are endless because, people are going to, I think people are starting to, or not starting to, but I think the trend is people are just trying to be more and more and more creative, and some hit and some don't. But, you come across one every once in a while that's just like, holy fucking shit. Like that's unbelievable. And, I think we'll still see those. I mean, I remember when I first saw Proby's first entry to your build off. And I can't remember exactly what it was now, but I had like 21 gauge wire in it or something. It was like this big fat alien thing. And I was like blown away. I was like, that's the fucking coolest coil I've ever seen in my life. Like that's the baddest fucking build ever. If he had entered that in the final round, he would have won. Like that. I wish he would have saved it, but, Yeah, I mean, and so like I think that those aha moments or those moments where you see something like that is definitely going to happen. I mean, it'll
Yeah.
continue to happen. There's too
I
many people
mean,
doing it.
that's the thing is it's also a creative thing. It's not just there's so many different combinations, and then you have somebody like Talion come out and he does stuff that, you can't vape it, but it's still cool to look at. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. And then really there's so many avenues you could go with that. There's guys that actually make jewelry out of this stuff and they
Yeah.
do stuff like that. So there's so many to know. Do I think there will be any new ones that are like the Alien or the Stagger? No, but like people said that before, and then Farrell came out with a corrugated wire, and then look what happened.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, all right, so we got corrugated, that's about it. And then somebody made a binary out of that and
Yeah.
started putting corrugated over top of staples.
Yeah.
And then you have that, and they started polishing them. It's just like the littlest thing just starts a whole other cycle of
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff.
And I think as long as the popularity of it continues to rise, because there are more builders than there were when I started. I mean, I know that. And I think as long as the popularity of it continues to rise and people continue to stay interested in it and enjoy it, then it's going to continue to grow. It can't, there's no other way it can go. Especially with a lot of the creative people that are doing it now,
Like, let's be honest. What happens if Kidney Puncher puts out a square 36 gauge tomorrow?
Yeah.
That starts a whole new can of worms.
Yeah, it does. And people will be all over it trying to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's a good idea. We should go into business. We should make square wire. I'm telling you. It's the wave of the future, Nick. Let's got some Oh, okay, so let me mention this before I go too long. Now, I have giveaways this week. Nick, do you know I have giveaways this week? I have lots of giveaways this week.
I didn't know you did giveaways.
I do giveaways, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. That's why I built this channel.
Oh, okay. Give away like dental toothware and stuff. Like,
I could. I have plenty of that. My wife is is a EFTA dentist.
Huh.
Okay, so tomorrow we're giving away a set of coils from Mr. Kobo 525 and a 60 mil of e-liquid from M-Turk. Turkish Harvest, I believe I'm giving out tomorrow. To enter that giveaway, you're going to go to Monday's episode, which is episode 266. You're going to enter a number between 1 and 150. That is yesterday's episode. It is a beautiful coil that is wicked as the tile. Look for that. On Friday, I've got a lot of giveaways on Friday. Friday, first off, we're going to Heavy Metal Vapor is going to be in the Vape Hot Tub. We're going to have, I'm going to have a giveaway for 3 sets of coils from Kubu 525. You're going to enter that by reposting a pic. The link is below from his Instagram page. And with the hashtag Blackcatfam at Kubu 525, we're also doing a $25 gift certificate to Miss Jane's Shy Tots e-liquid, which is taking the vaping world by storm. Cat's Whiskers has been nominated for the #1 e-juice on Earth. I just received my letter in the mail confirming that, and it will probably win because it's amazing. Now, you're going to get 25 US dollars. I don't know how it translates. Their money's weird over there. But it's going to be roughly $25 American when it's all said and done. The other giveaway we're doing is for a Turk RDA. The Turk RDA is going to be you have to go to M-Turk's Instagram page, repost a pic from his page with the hashtag BlackCatFan at M-Turk. If you've already done it, I named it last week. If you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. But if you haven't done it, do it again. I'm giving away a Turk V2 on Friday to whoever wins that. But you have to do that in order to enter for that giveaway. And then I have a Patreon giveaway, which I'm going to do probably next Monday. And that's going to be for a stacked stainless steel Dreamer. That will go to all the patrons. I'll probably do that on Monday because I don't know if I'll have enough time on Friday. So if you're in the Patreon, if you want to join the Patreon link is below. $5 to get in. It's a lot of fun. We have it's a lot of good stuff there. A lot of fun. Really good community. So you can do that. That giveaway will be on Monday for the stacked Dreamer. That's that. I have to do my spiel or I'll forget.
Yeah, there you go. Addy Tooney said we could just stack to get our square wire. We could just stack 2 pieces of 0.2, twist them together, and I don't know, do an alien with them.
It could.
Yeah.
0.2 is what? 32 gauge?
0.2
is 32 gauge, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So
That's 32. Yeah. I've actually done Alien with .3 square.
Mr. Pebble has a question for you, Nick. How do you calculate the different sections for hybrids? You have a video on that.
Yes, I do. I got like a million videos for that. If you use and Mr. Pebble should know this. If you use but I like it when people ask questions because maybe somebody else in the chat doesn't know it.
I like it
so,
too.
3 millimeter, let's say you're going to wrap around a 3 millimeter bit, right? Each wrap is a little less than ½ inch. So if you were to do a 5 wrap, each wrap would be a ½ inch. So it would be 2.5 inches altogether without the leads. So if you did 1 wrap in the middle at about a ½ inch, a little less than a ½ inch, you would have 1 wrap in the middle of whatever you did, and then the 2 outsides would be regular. I actually have a pre-recorded hybrid video, Mr. Pebble.
Pre-recorded?
Yes, pre-recorded, an actual tutorial. What's a real deal tutorial, not just a live.
Is the title of it hybrid?
Yes, it is hybrid.
I thought the title was I Punched My Mom in the Face.
Yeah.
That's not the title of the video?
No, not that one.
I'd like to see that video.
Not that one. We could do that one.
That would be cool.
Probably be pre-recorded. Yeah.
Pre-recorded video of you punching your mom in the face.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, what's up? Hold this.
Mom, it's raining.
Mom, it's raining. I'm wet.
Mom, it's raining. Get over here. That's funny.
Right on. Yeah, if you look through Nick's videos, there's a lot. How many videos do you have, Nick, total?
Like 1,000. No, like 400.
I was going to say, I have 300 and something.
Yeah.
You have 400?
Like, I don't know. I haven't checked it out. It might be up to around 5. I don't know. I'd have to go and check.
God, 500 videos. I've got 300 and change.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a fucking lot, dude. It's a lot.
They add up. You never.
I basically have a video for every subscriber I have.
Yeah, and that's
one video per subscriber.
Video person. Pick your video.
Yeah, you guys can have one. Just pick one. Yeah. Just leave change when you're done.
That'd be pretty cool to name a video after each of your subscribers.
I almost could. I almost could. Yeah, that's how many videos. It's fucking awful. This Nick guy seems like the real deal, says Dustin Kendall.
Thanks, Dustin. Jane's never heard of him.
Just got done 2 times 0.4 36 gauge Alien debone did. Fantastic vape. I do 3-core, but a 2-core I'm sure is very, very nice. That'd be a 0.8, so it'd be a very nice little vape.
You have stainless square wire now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost it actually. I had 0.3. You can only get it from KB, but that's what Don's Firecracker is. 0.3 square wire, 4 of them. It's a fantastic vape.
KB or
from
KB?
KP doesn't have stainless square wire. Just KB.
I think they will soon. I could have swore I heard somebody talking about that they would soon.
Maybe.
That was like a while ago.
KB, let me tell you something. KB's is ridiculously expensive. For 100 feet, it's like $17. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, square wire's expensive.
Yeah, that's why I don't have it.
I have like 3 spools that I bought once, and I never bought it. I just use it sparingly. I'll save some for build-offs, or maybe once in a while in a video I'll splurge. It's like breaking open a bottle of wine, you know?
Yeah. Opening a nice bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I've been buying a lot of... Veronica's very upset. I've picked up a new obsession. I don't know if you knew this. I've been buying baseball cards again, Nick. Yeah.
Where the fuck do you buy baseball cards at?
Earth. All over the earth, yeah. All over the earth. eBay. I bought some eBay today. I bought a mixed bag for like $16. I'm a deal searcher. Okay. So I look for the deals, and when I see a deal, I jump on it, even though I don't need it. I'm going to end up having a basement full of baseball cards that are probably worth a total of $6. So I'm very interested in that. But yeah, so I'm like all about baseball cards right now.
Do you buy older ones?
Yeah. I try to stick in 60s and 70s is what I'm doing now.
Wow.
The 50s are too expensive. But the 60s and 70s you can pick up for like $3-4 if you can find it. Especially if you get one that's not to make this a baseball. People are leaving the chat immediately when I brought this up. They're like, fucking baseball cards, really? If you can get one that's PSA certified, you can get it for like $350. That's a good pickup. Doesn't even matter who it is, really.
And packs or?
I do some packs, but really packs are kind of a waste, really, because you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just want the bubble gum. Goddamn right.
Dude, I used to love baseball cards. We had a hobby shop around here. We used to go there every weekend, man. And that was that, and like comic book collecting. And I used to play Magic the Gathering like real hard. That, and I collected like the Pokemon cards when they first came out.
You did.
And I was like, yeah. 17 probably?
When you were doing Magic the Gathering?
Oh, yeah, dude. I was going to tournaments and shit.
How old were you when you finally got laid?
When I stopped?
No, when you finally got laid, because I know you weren't getting laid when you were playing Magic.
That's funny. No, I did all right, but...
You're like, fuck
that's
you.
Funny.
I was pounding that shit.
Yeah. But when did I stop? It was pretty late, man, because I was doing drugs and playing it. So
drugs make everything.
I might have
make everything more acceptable to do. I agree with that.
I could just blame it on the drugs. Yeah, but I was on drugs. Yeah.
There's something about it. Once you start, whether it's Magic the Gathering or it's whatever cards that you decide or whatever collectible you go after, you start looking at things differently. And it, people don't understand. If you don't know a lot about it, you don't understand what it is to collect. And it's an eclectic thing. There's people who collect all kinds of things. You know what I mean? There's people who collect clocks, and they're just like, I like clocks, and I collect them. And that's what, this clock's from this place. To them, they see it differently. Like to me, I see, a baseball card differently than somebody else probably would. And I always knew a lot about them, and I always followed them, but I just never really got back into it. It's a lot of it. Yeah, I'm starting to get back into it again. But I've got to chill out. I've got to stay off of eBay. eBay is the devil. It really is. There's so much shit to buy.
That's what I was kind of getting to, is when I was actually, this last time around when I was getting high, I had a couple Magic cards left. I wasn't playing anymore, but I found like my collection. It's actually kind of fucked up why I stopped playing, because I used to love it. I was going to tournaments and winning and shit. Like I was going to nationals and shit. I was very good.
Wow.
And
really? You're going to nationals?
Yeah, like tournaments around the whole East Coast.
Holy shit, Nick.
Yeah. And dude, we got robbed one night and I just stopped playing. We got robbed outside of a comic store, me and my buddy, and they took them. They didn't even take them to have the cards. They just took it because our money was in there, and they just ditched it because they got locked up. The guys got locked up and everything. And we never found them or nothing. And I just sold the rest that I had besides a couple. And then this next time around, I went to a comic book store because I had a couple left. And with comic books, I still have them because they didn't give me a good price. And dude, everything just went down. It just like nobody was buying anything. This was like 2009, so the economy was like really bad anyway. But yeah, it sucked.
Where do you get at in your life where you decide to rob a hobby store, a comic book store? You're like, you're sitting around, you're like, fuck it, man. We've hit every gas station in Philadelphia. Let's move to hobby shops.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job because they seen two white kids that were probably spending a bunch of money, had a bunch of collectibles on them, and were stoned out of their minds and fucking robbed them. So fucking yeah, they did all right that night. They definitely did. I can't believe that they didn't find the cards on them. I don't know, maybe they either sold them right away or something, but it was, between me and my buddy, it was tens of thousands of dollars of cards. It was so much money worth of cards. Them things get expensive. And that was like us collecting them for 6 years.
Yeah.
It was bad, yeah.
I had a guy try to rob me once walking in a gas station. Yeah, he had a hammer. He was standing out in front of the gas station, and he's like, give me your money. I was like, no. And I just kept walking, and he's like, give me your money. And he held the hammer up to show me. I was like, no. I fucking walked in the gas station. He followed me in. I ended up talking to him for like 5 minutes and bought him a coffee. I left. He left. left me alone.
I will not be your nail today, sir.
Yeah, I was like, he's like straight up. I'm like walking in. I was drunk as shit. I'm like walking in, paying for my gas. And the guy's like, hey, man, give me your money. No. Not giving me my money. Hit me with that fucking hammer. I'm not. I'd probably be a relief. Go ahead. Hit me with it. I don't fucking care. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
coffee.
My buddy got grabbed by one of them, and they told him that they had it. They told both of us that they had a gun. He said that he felt the gun afterwards. Like, I obviously couldn't talk to him at the point. I was extremely mad that I didn't want to give up my book back because we had so much shit. But just the look on his face, I was like, oh, God, what the fuck? We were pretty young, probably around like 16, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
My buddy got robbed one time. He worked at a place, Cardo's Pizza Joint, in the town near where I grew up. Guy robbed him, stuffed him in the bathroom, left his ass in there. This is back before cell phones and that shit, man. Locked him in there. He's in there for like 6 hours. Scared shitless, man. Fucking guy came in with a gun, started floating the gun around. I mean, when somebody has a gun, you're going to do what they say. That's pretty much your trump card. You can be tough. You can be super tough. When somebody pulls a gun out and you got a gun in your face, you'll fucking straighten up pretty quick.
That was because that definitely, if there was no gun involved, I probably definitely would have did something. But just seeing my friend's face was just, there was no doing anything. I just felt, I got scared. He was definitely scared. And at least we did call cops right away. They got them right away. They got 2 of the 3 guys. But none of our stuff fucking sucked.
Oh man, yeah, we got a couple break. I'll tell you, robberies are the worst. Thieves are the worst, man. Absolutely the worst. And we've been robbed. We got robbed a couple times at my last house. They got a bunch of my shit. Got my guns. Got everything. Second time, first time they got one of my guns. Second time they got the rest of them. I was fucking furious.
So I told this story live in one of my early videos. This is actually all I have left of the cards. Like, I sold the rest of my cards that I had at my house, I sold to that comic shop. They gave me like $200 store credit, which was horrible for the collection that I had. But this was on sale. This was like $50. It was a $100 poster that I got for like $50 with the store credit because I was never going to go there again anyway. And for some reason, I have kept this freaking poster through both the addictions, through everything. Being homeless, I kept this fucking thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've always had this.
Well, you ever look and see how much it's worth now?
I haven't. It is like a fabric, too. It's not like just it's like a fabric.
Yeah.
But such is life.
All right, so we're about time to wrap it up. We're about 5 minutes out, and I'm going to get some chicken wings. So I'm getting out of here. So tomorrow on the Vape at 5, I'll be reviewing the Cabera RDA. So that will be tomorrow on the Vape at 5. Nick, what do you got going on this week? You're live tonight, right?
Tonight, yep. Coil class introducing ribbon. So we're going to do tiger wire, tidal wire, and something else. I have to remember what I wrote down, but at least them 2 and one other thing. Actually, maybe 2 other things. And I got some cool RDAs, cool old RDAs to show. One of them's square, and it's not the Twisted Messes.
Is it the Hellfire?
Hellboy.
Hellboy. Yeah. It's Hellboy. I got one of those. Yeah, the Hellboy RDA.
What a piece of shit that was.
I like it. I don't think it's that bad. I vaped it forever.
I got the clone, so maybe.
Mine might be the clone, too. I bought it secondhand. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got that one, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll see. I guess we'll see Nick tonight. I'll be in the chat hanging out. You also have ST is on tonight, I believe, at 8 o'clock. You have, I think, Fresh is on tonight also at 9 o'clock. And Nick, of course, is on. And then is there anybody else? Am I missing anybody else, Nick?
Yes, Fresh will be on tonight at 9.
9.
Yeah. Did you say that already?
Yeah. I knew Fresh moved his show from Monday to Tuesday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he used to do Fresh from the Kitchen on Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was thinking you were just saying
now.
Tuesday to Wednesday. Okay, yeah.
And then tomorrow I'll be on Heavy Metal Vapor Show at 9 o'clock. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And we'll do the Cabera RDA review tomorrow. Hope everybody has a fantastic night. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. A lot of fun. Be doing this show every other week. Nick and I will. The Coil Building Show. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Hope everybody has a fantastic night. We will see you tomorrow. The Vape at 5. Nick will see you tonight. Peace.
Peace, everybody.